moltissimo.
Experiments on water revitalization are being conducted in many different places in the world. Bangkok is home to the world's largest processor of exotic fruit. A special experiment was conducted at a cannery 300 kilometers south of the Thai capital.
An Austrian invention, water revitalization, was installed in the company's water system where thousands of tons of tropical fruits are processed for export. There was a measurable improvement in water quality and chemicals were substantially reduced. The company's production director was surprised by the results, especially with regard to processing the aloe vera plant, which requires a lot of water.
The most important that we can see is our aloe vera product. That's the aloe vera product is difficult to wash because of the slime in the aloe vera or aloin in the aloe vera. So when we use the cannerized water, we can see that the slime or aloin of the aloe vera is easy to wash. The second is our equipment or the machine. When we washing or the cleaning every day, we can find that the slime on the equipment or utensil is easy to wash, and we can use less effort than before.
At the administration building, there is a public swimming pool. It was only logical. If water revitalization has a positive effect on production, why not at the swimming pool? Swimming pool operators are all faced with the same problems, the smell of chlorine and the growth of algae in the water.
Before that, we need to maintain the cleanness of the water. So to be able to make water become clear, you need to add up more chlorine. And because we are in a closed space, so the chlorine smell, it's very irritating for the people who stay in the club. The smell, it's become less because we were able to use less chlorine, so like we can reduce about 50%. So the smell become decreased. And one thing that I have to add, we are able to maintain the pool easier. Before that, it always like have the green stuff. Every 3 weeks, we have to have a scuba tank to go into the pool to clean up the green algae. It doesn't grow anymore.
When we use the water in the industry, we have to solve the problem or the burden of the using water with chemicals. And now we have an alternative that the granularized water works better than the chemicals.
As Eshelben Jakob warns, water is quite vulnerable.
If this is the case, as I mentioned before, we have to rethink the way that we treat our water.
In any case, one has to be extremely careful in dealing with water.
If water indeed has memory, the fact that we are so uncareful about the treatment of water can cause the water that we have to eventually to become non-suitable or stressful to organic systems. I don't want to sound as someone who brings a message now of a disaster, but it can happen. They will not be poisonous. They will not have some minerals that are not within the regulations, but they will be undrinkable in the sense that drinking this water will cause us some damage or will weaken our system as a whole. And more important is that if we treat the water this way, the bacteria that we cannot live without might go through dramatic changes and will not be able to function in supporting the environment that we see around.
The University of Technology in Graz not only studies mysterious water bridges, but also all other anomalies of water. There is clear recognition that water research is still in its early days, but ultra-modern measuring equipment continues to deliver astonishing results.
We measured water samples 20 times, always the same water with standardized methods, and 20 times we got different results. We got 20 curves that are different in this area here. We also measured propanol 20 times, and the curves matched almost perfectly.
For the layman, these are just a few curves. For the researchers, however, water remains an unpredictable element.
There are so many anomalies, more than 40 anomalies that include almost all the physical parameters: boiling point, melting point, surface tension, viscosity, refraction index, velocity of sound in water, conductance. Anomalies, anomalies. I mean things that you really cannot explain with conventional models. We certainly don't have any explanatory model for water that is entirely adequate. I do not really believe that, once we finally understood it, that the entire worldview of the natural sciences will have changed, but I do think we're in for a surprise.
Every research project raises more questions than it answers. Water will continue to be a topic of discussion for many generations of scientists to come.
I really feel that I'm only at the beginning of water research. And I think all I have to do is wonder how our world will look in 20, 30, or 40 years, you know. Probably our world will have identified these transmission phenomena that we're just now discovering. Some of them will have been identified as phenomena of oscillation, some of them as phenomena of imaging. And when we then systematize them, together with our research into consciousness and medicine, the knowledge will be transferable to the control processes of the body, and we will discover a preventive medicine capable of changing things at an early stage when there is anything wrong with the body.
Die Verstimmung eines Menschen schon verändert.
What we know is a drop. What we don't know is an ocean. Isaac Newton.
You have the characteristic of James Bond, and you have 00 in front of your name. Maybe you can tell if you shake or stir martini, the difference.